A path towards lifting the indoor mask mandate. 9 Bay Area counties have now released new criteria for lifting the indoor mask mandates. So what's it going to take? And we'll make sense of it all right now. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Crowd 4 News at 3 o'clock today. I'm Justine Waldman. Now, the criteria applies to the counties of Alameda, Contra Costa, Marin, Napa, San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Clara, and Sonoma. They will lift the indoor mask requirements once they reach the CDC's moderate or yellow tier for COVID-19 transmission and stay there for at least 3 weeks. If COVID-19 hospitalizations are low and stable and 80% of the jurisdiction's total population is fully vaccinated, or it has been 8 weeks since a COVID-19 vaccine has been authorized for emergency use by federal and state authorities for 5 to 11-year-olds. Now, meanwhile, San Francisco is going to be easing the indoor mask requirement for certain indoor settings starting next Friday. That's October 15th. The city is going to ease restrictions in certain places like gyms and offices where everyone is 100% vaccinated and the people who go in and out are consistent and known. For example, gyms usually see the same members regularly and they are required to be vaccinated. Offices, it's the same people in and out. San Francisco Health Officer Dr. Susan Phillips says while San Francisco is aligned with the general criteria implemented across the Bay Area, the city has not met that benchmark yet, and health officials are choosing to slightly ease the restrictions anyways because they say San Francisco is doing relatively well.
Because we have had additional vaccination mandates and because our cases are looking good, there are these select areas where we can remove the mask requirement. I particularly am very proud of how San Franciscans have stepped up and gotten vaccinated at very high numbers. And, 75% of the entire population vaccinated is great. The higher, the better. So San Francisco has done a lot of things well. The people of San Francisco have followed the health orders, and that's the reason why we have been successful.
Dr. Phillip also says San Francisco is very close to meeting the criteria needed to lift restrictions across the board. She says the big thing right now is to reach that 80% vaccination rate in the city. Now, as we mentioned, the loosening of the mask requirement in San Francisco is very limited. It's really just for indoor spaces where the same people come in and out. So that's gyms that have memberships, offices that have staff, fewer than 100 people, and churches with a congregation. And everyone going inside can be maskless as long as everyone inside, even children, are vaccinated. Crowd 4's Maureen Kelly joining us now live in San Francisco with reaction to this. That caveat there, the children need to be vaccinated since the 5 to 11-year-olds are not even eligible yet. Feels like it's still a little ways off.
Exactly, Justine, and that is why some businesses are not really excited about this. I mean, so there is a general excitement amongst the fitness industry. They have members who can go in. But there are some others, like churches, for instance, aren't quite ready because they don't want to exclude people. Take a listen.
St. Gregory of Nyssa Episcopal Church has seen attendance drop because of the pandemic. They've been holding services on a hybrid model with some of the congregation appearing via Zoom. But the rector says he doesn't think they'll be dropping the mask requirement on October 15th because that would mean not letting those under 12 who aren't yet eligible for vaccines inside with unmasked vaccinated adults.
Because we really are a multi-generational congregation, and until children can receive vaccines, it doesn't seem right for us to exclude them.
The owner of a Valencia Street Pilates studio where all clients, staff, and instructors are fully vaccinated is happy to see this loosening of the rules for her industry.
We work with special populations, a lot of older seniors that have a hard time working out with masks on. So it'll be great to have the freedom. If you want a mask, you can mask. And if you're really ready to take off the mask, that you have that ability to do that.
But one woman exercising today says she's not ready to work out with her face uncovered just yet.
I have a newborn at home, and so right now I would be comfortable inside with a mask in a small setting like this, or outside, but definitely not yet inside without mask.
The head of the Golden Gate Restaurant Association is disappointed that the rules are staying the same for restaurants and bars, but they are excited at the idea of vaccinated office workers being allowed to be maskless at work because that might entice those workers who are still remote to come back downtown.
And then they can maybe go out and buy lunch at a cafe or go have a drink after dinner or after work and then move on to dinner. We're very encouraged by that. And I've heard from several downtown restaurant owners this morning saying, thank God, at least this is a step to get more people downtown.
That was Maureen Kelly reporting for us tonight. Now, younger children